is KSST 1230 AM, Sulphur Springs, Texas, and it's time for Wildcat baseball. Ooh. Let's go. Here we are out here at Wildcat Park. James Terry, I'm helping Tony Flipping call this game tonight. And also working with us on our electronics team and camera is Holly Dunn and Natalie Sheffield. Back at the station, doing all the electronic work, is Matt Jansen. This is Wildcat baseball. I keep saying basketball. Tony, I just can't get rid of basketball.
That's all right. We'll get it here.
The coaches and umps have met at the home plate, and we're getting ready to get this game underway to the sounds of Eye of the Tiger. Tony, how do you characterize this game today?
Well, I think it's hopefully a good ball game. Pleasant Grove comes in with an 11-game win streak, and they're undefeated in district, so they are definitely the one that everybody's putting a target on their back. The Wildcats are in fourth place at the moment with 2 wins, so we've got our work cut out for us, but that's why we play this game every time, is it's not just what's on paper. But hopefully we're going to have a good ball game, played well, everybody into it. It's a great day except for the wind. The wind is blowing straight in from center field, and it's probably 25 miles an hour or better. So a high fly ball today could be exciting. Looking for a good game.
Our sponsors are BT Medical, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Alliance Bank, J. Hodge Chevrolet, City National Bank, Farm Country, Hooten's Hardware, and Wesley House Assisted Living. The Alliance Bank has asked us to announce they will be closed for the eclipse on the 8th day of April. The dulcet voice of Don Julian is our announcer here at the stadium, and he is about to give starting lineup. Tony, do you have those?
I've got that. I'll go down that while he's there in case we don't have a good one. So here's the starting lineup first for Pleasant Grove, the visitors. They're going to start off with Brendan Clark, second baseman. Follow him with Jared Halter, the shortstop. Spencer Browning at third base. Cade Martin catching. Hunter Rose is the pitcher today. Landon West is left field. Buck Anderson is a designated hitter. Jace Elrod in center, Ty Boozer at first base, and Walker Wright is the right fielder who won't bat. And for the Wildcats, we're going to start off. Let me get this turned over. Wildcats are going to have Caden Mitchell leading off as a designated hitter. Alex Macias at shortstop is the second batter. Third is Corbin Argenbright playing third base. Cleanup is Josh Perkins at catcher. Number 5 hitter is Ty Robinson at first base. Number 6 hitter is Alex Whittle in center field. Batting 7th in right field is Braxton Wall. Batting 8th in left field, Cody Barkley. And the cleaning up by the 9th hitter is the second baseman, Maddox Cameron. Ty Holt is starting at pitcher and won't bat today. So there's your starting lineups. Now he's getting ready to introduce Sulphur Springs, and then we'll be ready to probably play the anthem and then get this game underway.
I'm not sure why we don't have a better crowd here this afternoon. Folks, if you're looking for some high school baseball, come on out. The stands are not quite full yet. In fact, Sulphur Springs is this way. We tend to filter in at the last minute.
Yeah, busy Saturday, so everybody's got something to do, but it's a good day to come watch some ball.
A good day for baseball.
Support the Wildcats, and we're going to see a pretty good Pleasant Grove team as well. So we hope we just bring a good product to the fans.
Exactly right. It's now's a good time to take a station break and hear from some of our sponsors. This is Wildcat Baseball on KSST 1230 AM, Sulphur Springs. Saturday afternoon, a very unusual type of time for our game. However, that's how it's scheduled, and that's what we're going to do here. Wildcats versus Pleasant Grove. The last notes of the Star Spangled Banner ends, and it's time to play ball.
All right, we're going to see how we can get this game going now. We got Ty Holt on the mound tonight, and I want to bring up the last game that was at home was against Liberty Ilo. It wasn't a very pleasant situation at all, but Ty Holt came in the first inning and actually pitched a complete game and completely shut down a very good Liberty Ilo team. So let's hope he has that same kind of magic today with Pleasant Grove coming to town. He's not overpowering, but he kind of throws some junk, and a lot of times that gets you off balance. So it'll be interesting to see how things unroll out here. Again, we're going to start off with Pleasant Grove, and the first three batters will be Brenton Clark, Jared Halter, and Spencer Browning in the top of the first. Everybody's warming up, and Ty's about to take his last pitch and throw it down, and we're fixing to start. Beautiful field out here today. They've got it manicured perfectly. Overcast sky. So it's just going to be a nice day for a ball game. Y'all come on out.
Battery for the Wildcats, catching is Perkins and pitching Holt. Leading off for the Hawks, the second baseman.
All right, Brendan Clark's a left-handed batter to start off with. And Holt is fixing to toe the rubber and get his sign, and here we're ready to go now. Top of the first, leadoff hitter, Brenton Clark. Here comes the first pitch. Little out, ball one. Again, Ty is not an overpowering pitching. He works on location. He's back on the rubber. Here we come with the second pitch. There's a fly ball out to left field. The left fielder is circling back and makes the catch. That's Barkley. He had to fight that wind a little bit. It kind of cut it on him. So that's a F7 for the first out of the inning. That's a good way to start.
So we have one away here at Wildcat Park.
We got Jared Halter, the shortstop, coming up now. Like I said, any ball hit in the air with any height is going to be an adventure today. Here comes the first pitch. Tried to spin it, and it stayed high for ball one. We're a little bit protected from the grocery supply building. When the ball gets up in the air, there's a bunch up there. Here comes the next pitch, and there's a grounder to third, and that's sucked up and thrown over, and there's a nice 5-3 put out for the second out.
Two away, yes.
Two up, two down, and that was Argenbright. Went to his left, kept his feet, set them, and made a nice throw over there, and Robinson made a good stretch, and it was not as close as I thought it might be. That's a great start. So here comes the third baseman, Spencer Browning, number 3 hitter, and ties in his windup. First pitch catches outside corner, 0-1. Outfield's all about straightaway, medium depth. Here comes Ty with his windup. Second pitch. There's a shot that's going to get over shortstop and in the gap there at left field. And he's going for 2. Here comes the throw, and he's in safely. So Browning's got a double to start or to keep the inning going. I thought we were going to have a better play at second there, but we just couldn't quite come up with the relay. So now we've got the cleanup hitter, the catcher, Cade Martin, coming up. 2 outs, runner at second. So runners in scoring position. Very important to keep this ball in front of you. Get that third out. Holt from the stretch. Here comes the first pitch. Spinner stays inside, ball one. Just a token lead out of the runner at second base. He's not in a hurry yet. Holt comes set. Here comes the pitch. Outside, 2-0. Going to be careful with the cleanup here. Hopefully you're not going to have to just groove one. Everybody ready. Holt's fixing to come set. Again, token lead at second base. Here comes the pitch. And that one falls in there for a strike. We got a 2-1 count. Ty throws just about every pitch is something with some spin on it. That one started up and just barely came down and caught the top of the zone. Here comes the 2-1 pitch, and there is a high fly ball or foul ball that Robinson's getting chased, but it's out of here. So that brings it even to 2-2.
That foul went right over the fence.
It did. I guarantee you that and got some help from the wind, but Robinson gave it a good try. And there's a lot of foul territory in this ballpark.
True.
We brought that to light previously. Holt comes set, 2-2 pitch. Spinner stays up just a little. Now we got a full count.
Looks like for a moment he was going to bunt.
I don't think he's going to with 2 outs plus cleanup hitter. We got a big ego.
Yes.
I say we. I never batted cleanup. There comes the next pitch, and umpire
calls it out.
He finally does. I didn't know what. Sulphur Springs started leaving, and he never made a call. So a strikeout looking, and that's a 3rd out. And so we got no runs on 1 hit, 1 left on, and we go to the bottom of the 1st.
This is Wildcat Baseball on KSST 1230 AM Sulphur Springs. We'll be back after these messages. Wildcat Baseball here on KSST here on a Saturday afternoon. Wildcats are hosting Pleasant Grove, and we have finished the top of the 1st inning, and they're almost ready to bat. Looks like coach is walking out to, I guess, to talk to the umpire.
He's going around to 3rd. He's kind of checking out the pitcher.
Okay.
See if he'll give him any secrets.
So the coach will be on 3rd base.
The Wildcats are going to start with Caden Mitchell, the designated hitter, followed by Alex Macias and Corbin Argenbright, the 3rd baseman. We got a left-handed pitcher, Rose, for Pleasant Grove, and there's enough interest in him that we've got a radar gun and a camera right behind home. So either we've got a proud parent or somebody thinks he's fixing to throw some heat. But we'll see. Again, Wildcats had a good top of the 1st. Ty Holt limited to 1 hit, left that runner stranded. Only faced 4 batters, didn't throw but 12 pitches. That's a good top of the 1st. So here comes Caden Mitchell, and Rose is winding up, and here comes the 1st pitch. Foul ball off to the right, and Caden was right on that one. Rose means business. He stays right on the rubber. Here comes the wind-up. Next pitch, there's another foul. Caden's up there to hit. That's what designated hitter's supposed to do.
Both of those balls, foul balls, came right into the screen.
Yep. A little bit late. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, and way up and away. Wasted a pitch. So now we might be looking at something inside. Rose is set again. Again, he doesn't waste any time. Caden did a good job. He was fooled a little bit, but foul tipped it and kept his at-bat going. So that's a good job by the hitter.
Thought for a moment he might have been hit by that ball.
Yeah. Rose is set, takes his sign. Here comes the next pitch. And it was outside, but it looked too good for Mitchell, and he swung on and missed and won away with a strikeout. So we're going to try Alex Macias, the shortstop now. Pleasant Grove's playing it pretty straight. Center fielder's actually playing a little toward right, but about medium depth. 1st to 3rd is deep. Here comes the 1st pitch, and it was a strike from Macias. Swung on and missed. Here comes the next throw. Oh, he gave him a little outside help there, so we got an 0-2 pitch. If he's going to give him that, we got to adjust our zone a little. Next pitch, fouled off to the right. Good job again. Catcher kind of moved out a little bit further since the umpire called that outside strike. He's going to give him some help. Here comes Rose's 0-2 pitch. Another good job. He went down to get that. It kind of dropped, but he foul tipped and kept his at bat going. So a lot of strikes so far from Rose. He looks pretty polished. And again, a left-hander is a good thing to have on your squad. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, and a little up and away. We finally got us a ball there to go 1-2. Checking for the sign. Here comes the windup and the next pitch, and he called him called out there. That was right where that umpire likes that outside pitch. So we got 2 up, 2 down. Here comes Corbin Argenbright, third baseman. So I think we're going to have to protect that outside corner of the plate and a little off. If this is there's a ground ball past the pitcher, shortstop charges and makes the throw on the run. It's good. Up and down, 3 up, 3 down. That's a 6-3 for the third out. So no runs, no hits, nobody left on base at the end of 1, no score.
This is Wildcat Baseball on KSST, 1230 AM Sulphur Springs. We'll be back after these 2 messages. Wildcat Baseball on a Saturday afternoon, and here we are at Wildcat Park and hosting the Pleasant Grove team. So far we have 0-0 for the first inning, top of the second inning, and Pleasant Grove is at the bat. Tony?
All right, here we go. Pleasant Grove goes by the Hawks. Of course, we've got our Wildcats here. So I'm going to take that first inning. That was pretty evenly matched. So we're going to start off this one with Josh Perkins, the catcher. Ty Holt still on the mound. Both pitchers threw 12 pitches in the first inning. There's that first spinner, and he went up with his left hand, but something I don't get this. That's a strike. I'm just old school. There's the next pitch, and it's popped up to short, and that could be an adventure. Macias is under it and got it. Did a good job. So that's an F6 for the first out of our inning here. Again, good job. Ty's got him a little off balance. Whoops, I put that on the wrong. I didn't flip my list. That wasn't Josh Perkins. He's in the field. My bad. First pitch is out. This is Landon West. So that first batter back there was Hunter Rose, the pitcher. And he still popped out to the shortstop for the first out. Here comes the next pitch, fouled straight back. So we got a 1-ball, 1 count. 1-ball, 1 strike count. We're missing John Mark Dempsey today. I think he's on assignment with TSN or something, and so we're trying to wade through it. So pardon our mistakes. Here comes the next one. Hard hit ball out to Macias at short. He handles it great. Makes a strong throw, and there's another 5-3 put out for the second out. That ball was hit hard, but he held his ground, squared up, did a great job.
Yeah.
So that's going to bring up Buck Anderson, the designated hitter, with 2 outs and nobody on. And Holt's got him mystified right now. I like what I'm seeing. Here comes the first pitch. Spinner, a little bit up, had to be because it was down the pipe. Here comes the next offering. I think that was his fastball. That was a foul ball hit, and poor old Robinson is just running as hard as he can, and he's not going to get there. You'd like to have a buzzer and say, just save your legs, but he gave it the old try.
Yep.
So that's a 1-1 count on Buck Anderson, the designated hitter. Ties back on the rubber. Everybody's set. Here comes the next pitch. And must have been up just a hair. 2-1. Again, our defense is pretty well straight away, medium depth. Outfielders don't need to be very deep with this wind. Here comes the next pitch. There's another one. We're going to try to let shortstop make every play, and he did. There's a 5-3 to Macias, And real quickly, we got 3 up and 3 down. And so at the end of 1 1/2, it's still no score.
You're listening to Wildcat Baseball on KSST, 1230 AM Sulphur Springs. We'll be back after this commercial break. On a Saturday afternoon, as Wildcats are hosting Pleasant Grove, Tony Flippin and James Terry sitting here with our broadcast team. Holly Dunn and Natalie Sheffield are here in the booth, and Matt Jensen running the board back at KSST. The Wildcats, I should say, are taking the. They'll be at bat this time. There's a meeting on the mound of the players, and we'll see how long that lasts.
They're trying to pump everybody up. Going back to Tuesday's games this week, Sulphur Springs beat Pittsburgh 7-4, and I'm seeing here where Pleasant Grove beat Liberty Ilo 3-2, and it looks like it took 8 innings. It took an extra inning to get it. So
wow,
that was some good ball this week. So Rose is ready. Here comes the first offering, and it's up and away. This is for Perkins, our catcher, who is a left-handed hitter that I said fly it out to shortstop last time. Because I didn't flip my paper. There comes the pitch in. They swung on and missed, and we got a 1-1. Here comes Rose's next pitch. Swung on and missed there. Pulled out just a little bit, so hopefully he can protect the plate. 1 ball, 2 strike. Rose stays ready. Now, I was fixing to say, umpire stopped him for quick pitching there because Perkins had put up a hand. So here comes the 1-2 pitch, and it hits him in the helmet.
Oh!
So fortunately, it was a curveball. I don't think it did anything. So we'll take it. We got runner at first with nobody out, and
Coach,
now we got Ty Robinson, the first baseman, coming up. I'm sorry, James.
Coach comes over to check on the batter and has replaced him with a courtesy runner.
Yeah, that's courtesy runner because of the catcher letting him get his gear on, try to speed the game up. And
meantime, we have a little sun shining here on the
number 10. Colton Privet is the pinch runner or courtesy runner. And here comes Ty Robinson. Rose going to the stretch first time, squared the bunt and fouled it up in the air. So Wildcats may want to play a little small ball here and get them to handling the ball. No outs, runner at first. No score, bottom of the second. Rose gets his signal, comes set, not much lead at first, and there's a wasted throw because he was only about a step and a half. So if he wants to throw it over there that quick, there's only 2 things can happen. Either going to catch it or miss it. Here comes the next set, squared again. There's a great bunt. They're going to see, and it rolled barely foul. Pitcher did a good job of letting it. That nearly was a base hit, is what it was. He was trying to sacrifice, but that was perfectly placed, and I thought the grass was going to hold it.
It went right down down the line.
Right down that first base line. But so now it'll be interesting. Do we keep the bunt on with 2 strikes, or do we go ahead and let him swing away? So we got an 0-2 pitch. Rose comes set. Again, a small lead. Here comes the pitch. A little bit down for 1-2. So we'll take that one. That one looked fairly good to me, but I'm glad the umpire's in charge on that one. 1-2. Here he is set. Here comes the throw to first, and they've got him picked off, and he didn't have a big lead. So Privet's trying. He's in a rundown. They're throwing it back, and they tag him out at first. So kind of had a mental error there. So that's a pickoff.
1 away.
1 out. And now we've got a 1-2 count on Robinson with nobody on base. So that's not the type thing we want to happen out here. We got a break and got the runner on. Don't need to give them an opportunity. Here comes the next pitch, and it's up and away. So we got a 2-2 count. Robinson gets his sign. Here comes the next one. Stayed up again. He's got a little pop when he throws that fastball, but so far he's been all around. And there goes the next pitch as ball 4. So 2 or 1 on now, would have been 2. We're going to go with Alex Whittle, center fielder, coming up. 1 out, 1 on. We need to be a little more careful on the base path this time.
True.
That accentuates that running error there, because we would have first and second with nobody out. Rose comes set. Again, a small lead at first. And that ball's down. The catcher blocks it, and there's no advance. 1-0. So I said the wrong thing earlier on that last base runner of a short lead. It was a wasted throw. Obviously it wasn't, because that next one they got him.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes Rose set, next offering. Change up there, and it completely fooled Whittle. He was way out in front, shaking his head. Steps out, now he's back in. Rose is set. Here comes the nip pitch. Looks in. 2 balls, 1 strike. So far, I'm seeing that the umpire doesn't like inside and does like outside. Good pitch from Rose there, and Whittle swings over the top of it, so we got a 2-2 count. That was one of his better pitches. Short lead at first, long look in. Rose has now got set. Going to first, and that left-handed pickoff move, the guys are just not used to seeing that. So when you get a little further up, they'll say every left-handed pickoff move is a balk, but that's why it confuses. Here comes the next pitch. Hard hit ball to shortstop, ranges to his right and makes a throwing error, and everybody's going. It's over into the foul territory, and we're going to end up with runners at second and third on that throwing error. So shortstop made a good. He was moved over because of the base runner. He had to go to his right and made a good stop and tried to kind of underhand flip it to second, and he threw wide and threw hard enough. It went into that extra foul territory over here, and everybody was on the go on the base paths.
Now we have a meeting with Coach on the mound.
Yep.
Our sponsors for this game, which you're hearing on KSST. BT Medical, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Alliance Bank, which is closed for the eclipse. J. Hyde Chevrolet also advertises with us, so does City National Bank, Farm Country, Hooten's Hardware, and Wesley House Assisted Living. Now the meeting on the mound is apparently over, and Tony, back to you.
All right. Yeah, the coach came out. He's going to tell all the infield how to play this. This early in the game, it looks like we're going to play in at the corners, but playing back at second and short. So it looks like if the ball's hit second or short, they're going to give up the run. But if it's a hard hit ball to the corners, I imagine they're going to try to hold that runner or cut him down at the plate. Here comes the first pitch, called strike 1, and this is on Braxton Wall, the right fielder. So again, 1 out. Runners at second and third. Let's see if the Cats can take advantage of this break. Shortstop is way towards second base. Now he moves over. Here comes Rose's next pitch. Swung on and missed. Took a little off there. So he's got Wall in an 0-2 hole. So Braxton's going to need to buckle down, protect the plate. Rose is getting his signal, comes set. And here comes the throw, up and away. Good job by Wall leaving that one alone. Thing he's going to have to do is if he throws one just off that outside corner in the zone, he better be cutting at it, because the umpire is looking that way. Here comes the next pitch, up and in. So we got a 2-2 count. Now Wall comes in. He's got a little bit more clout, because the Rose has got to come in. He doesn't want to go full. Foul tip, he was right on that one. That was a nice swing. Ball was up in the zone just a hair. I'd have liked to seen the result of that one if he had come down just a little. He was right on him. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go back with a 2-2 pitch. Rose taking the signal. Here comes he's set. Here comes the pitch. And there's a pop-up. We need the wind to get that one out. Catcher's going back, and he does catch it. It didn't quite, that ample foul space hurt us there. So that's an F2 for the second out. So now we've got Cody Barkley coming up with, again, runners at second and third, 2 outs. So this is where we need to come through. Cody is the number 8 hitter. And where's number 8? Rose winds up, and that first pitch is down in the dirt. Ball 1. I didn't notice on the previous batter, but no, he's going to the stretch now. He wound up on that first one. Here comes the 1-0 pitch, and it's up again. We got 2-0. So let's see what he's got this time. Standing on the rubber. Again, he does not waste time. He comes set. Up again. He's go 3 straight up and above the zone. So now Barkley needs to just sit back and see if he can get him in that strike zone. And he did. That's what a good pitcher's supposed to do. But it's still advantage Barkley. He's got a 3-1 count. If it's not right where he wants it, see if he can do it again. Nice cut, gone off to the right, fouled out of play again, and we're going to go to a full count. Bottom of the second, runners at second and third. Rose head comes set and fouls it again out to the right. We're a little bit behind, but there's nothing wrong with that, as long as we keep the bat on the ball. Rose taking the sign. Stayed a little longer. Here comes the set, and here's the pitch. And that's foul tip. I didn't necessarily see the foul tip portion, but nobody ran after it, so we stayed with it as a full count. Rose comes set. Here comes the full count pitch. Foul tip again. So he's hanging tough. Let's see if he can turn this into a little single and plate 2 runs. Because the runners should be going at the crack of the bat, so any base hit should score 2. There's another foul off to the right, and he's making him throw a bunch of pitches. That's good. He's up to 42 pitches is Rose at this stage, and Holt has only thrown 21. So that's a good sign. I think Holt could throw all day.
True.
Here comes the set, and Rose is ready. And there's another foul tip. So Barkley's doing a great job of making him throw. And sometimes that frustrates a pitcher. He throws his stuff and thinks he's got you. So he's battling hard here. Here comes the next pitch, and that's up and away, and he worked the walk out of him.
Fantastic.
That's a great job.
Bases are loaded here at Wildcat Park.
You betcha. Now we come up to Maddox Cameron, the second baseman. 2 outs, bases loaded. Of course, that gives defense an advantage of a force out at any base. But if Mr. Maddox or Cameron can put this in play, we can roll the dice. First pitch right down the middle. Good fastball from Rose, and it's got an 0-1 count. Here comes the next pitch, and it's that's one I can't agree with. That's up and away, but we got an 0-2 count, so
yeah,
the guys have to learn the umpire. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, and struck him out on 3 pitches. So tough luck for Maddox there. And we end up the inning with, I think we had, did we have any hits? I don't think we had any hits. We had a hit by pitch and walk. So no runs, no hits, 3 left on base. That's going to hurt. So through 2 innings, we still got no score.
This is Wildcat Baseball on KSST, 1230 AM Sulphur Springs. We'll continue with the game after these commercial messages. It's a Saturday afternoon game here at Wildcat Park. KSST's covering this game. And looking at after 2 innings, we have no score, but we have had some action from the Wildcats. Pleasant Grove up to bat and doing play-by-play. We have Tony Flippin. Tony?
All right, we're back to play now, and Ty Holt starts with his spinners again and threw that first one in for a strike on Jace Elrod, center fielder. There goes another line shot, and Cameron Maddox had it in his glove, but it bounced off. He had made a good leap, and it was just barely over him. So that's the first hit for the inning now, this inning. So that's going to put Elrod on first and bring up Ty Boozer, the first baseman. No outs, runner at first. That would have been a good one. He almost made that good catch. Pretty decent lead on Holt. Squares to bunt, bunts it down in front for Holt, and he makes a good play to first. So sacrifice is in order. Moves the runner to second. So that's a sacrifice, 1 out. Runner goes second, and that flips the top of the order. Brenton Clark coming up, second baseman. He's also a left-hander. I didn't mention that Boozer was a left-hander, but that was a real nice bunt about halfway out toward the pitcher, and there wasn't but one play. Holt comes set. There's the first one, and they was trying to bunt him again, but I'm sure that one was trying for a base hit. So that's an 0-1 count there. This grass is pretty lush, and I don't think if he were to get that down, they're not going to get him. I don't think that ball's going to be rolling very good. Batter's back in. Holt's getting his sign. Comes set. Here comes the next pitch, and it's in, bounces, and gets by, and the runner goes to third and makes the turn, but he's going to stay right there. So that was as good as a sacrifice bunt right there.
True.
So now the Wildcats and Ty have got to buckle down. Runner at third, nobody out. And again, Ty pitched 5 innings the other day against LE and didn't give up a run. So he's got it in him.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like the Cats are playing back. They're willing to concede a run to get the out. Here comes the next pitch, and there's a ground ball to short. Macias has got it and makes the throw to first, but the run does come in. So that's a 6-3 put out, and that's the second out of the inning. But we got a run for for Pleasant Grove. So that's an RBI. Okay, so 2 outs, bases clear for Jared Halter, the shortstop. First pitch comes in and broke down in the dirt, a little bit low for a 1-0 count. And the sun's coming out, James.
It sure is.
There's the next pitch, a shot out to left field, but it looks like he's got it wound up, and Barkley makes a good catch. And we've got 3 outs. So that's an F7 for the third out. We had 1 run on 1 hit, nobody left on base, and at the end of 2.5 innings, it's 1-0 Pleasant Grove.
Wildcat Baseball on KSST continues after this commercial message. The score is 1-0 here at Wildcat Park in Sulphur Springs. Pleasant Grove leads by 1, and the Wildcats will be coming up to bat in just a moment. Our sponsors, BT Medical, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Alliance Bank, which is closed for the eclipse, Jihad Chevrolet, City National Bank, Farm Country, Hooten's Hardware, and Wesley House Assisted Living. Tony, your turn.
All right. I like what I'm seeing so far, based on the game we broadcast a week or so ago. The Wildcats have straightened up and looking a lot better. Now we're running through the top of the order again, so we'll see if they can get their data off of Rose and do a little better job this go-round. Here comes the first pitch. In there for a high strike to Caden Mitchell, leadoff hitter. Caden struck out the first time. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, and there goes one in the gap. That looks like it is down between center and right field. So it's a good job of going with the pitch to Caden, and there's the first hit of the ball game for the Wildcats. So that's a great job of how to start the inning. That's what you're supposed to do once you've seen the pitcher, is get him leveled out and see if you can do something. That's going to bring up Alex Macias, the shortstop, and I would figure we're going to see an attempt at a sacrifice bunt here. Rose comes set, and the first baseman, there we go. No, Caden can't do it. Had a little attempt from Rose to the first baseman. First baseman had come off charging for the bunt, had to go back, and the ball got away, but Caden didn't have the clear sign and the thought that he would get there, and so he did a good job of not running into something. First ball thrown there is a ball to Macias, and the catcher decides he's going to try to get him, and he nearly threw it away there. The first baseman made a pretty good stop. So we got some action so far. Pickoff move coming, and Caden's got him lined out good. Again, it's a left-handed pitcher. Most times when it's a right-handed pitcher, you can go with first move, but a left-hander, you can't do that. Squared off, there's a good bunt to the pitcher. He can do nothing but go to first. So sacrifice is absolutely done to perfection. So that's going to be a sacrifice, and the first out for Macias. Caden Mitchell's moving to second with one out, and that brings up Corbin Argenbright. Ellie is way in at center and left. Right fielder's a little more depth, which if you hit a ball out there, it's probably going to have a little more carry because of the wind. Shortstop's in behind Mitchell trying to control his lead. Rose is set. Here comes the first pitch, and there's a ball hit to short. He backs up, sets his feet, and makes a good throw to first. So that's a 5-3 put out for the second out, and Mitchell goes to third on the throw. So we've got Josh Perkins, the catcher, coming up. 2 outs, 1 on, 1-0 ball game, Pleasant Grove. See if Josh can put a little hit in there, or if we can get a ball past that catcher, and I imagine Caden will be on the go.
Yes, because he is in scoring position.
He is. Rose comes set, lefty to lefty. Here comes the first pitch. Right down the pipe, strike one. Rose he just stays on that rubber. He's got his sign, comes set. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Outside, and there's a throw down to third. They didn't get him. Caden did a good job of getting back, and that was really close to hitting him and letting something go too. So Pleasant Grove's not immune to throwing the ball. There comes the next pitch, down in the dirt, and catcher does a good job of blocking it. That could have been a bad news for him. So 2-1 is the count. Josh Perkins is in there battling. Rose is set, and here comes the 2-1 pitch. Good job of laying off of that one, going a little up and away. So 3-1.
Left-handed pitcher against a left-handed batter.
Yep. He comes set. Here we go with the next pitch. Oh, there's a nice ball hit out into the field real high. Center fielder's on his way. This could be a winder. Nope, he stays under it for an F8. I thought that one might cause some tricks. So we've got no runs, 1 hit, 1 left on base, and at the end of 3, 1-0 Pleasant Grove.
You're listening to Wildcat Baseball on KSST, 1230 AM Sulphur Springs. We'll be back after these commercial messages. It's a nice day for Wildcat Baseball here at Wildcat Park as they're hosting the Pleasant Grove Hawks. And the score at the end of 3 innings, Pleasant Grove 1, Wildcats 0. Tony?
All right, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far because we've put the ball in play. We're only a hit or a bobble away, and Ty Holt has kind of got Pleasant Grove guessing up here with his spinners, and so I think there's no question he can keep going if he can keep them guessing. So we're starting off with Spencer Browning, their third baseman. Here comes Holt's first pitch, and there's a high pop to center field. And it's going, and the right fielder ends up with it. That was definitely a wind-aided F9 for the first pitch, first out, and that was Wall. It was a good job of Whittle and Wall communicating, because it started off as Whittle's ball in center. And by the time it was all said and done, Wall had the better go of it. So one pitch, one out. Cade Martin, the catcher, coming up. And once again, Holt's got them. They're not putting the barrel on it. Here comes the windup in the first pitch. Little out. Ty gets a sign. Here comes the next pitch. And a little down. So 2-0 there. Neither one of these pitchers take time. So you better be ready to go. And I like that. That keeps the game moving. 2-0 pitch. There's a ball down the right field line. It's going foul, and Wall's giving chase, but he just can't get there. It stayed in the park, but it was a long run. I bet he went 60 yards and still couldn't get it.
Right.
Again, Wildcat Park has just got huge amount of foul ball territory.
A lot of space out in the field.
There's a lot of parks that will limit the foul territory, and that tends to not get those outs and increase batting average. But this is a pitcher's park with all that foul territory if you can get it. So 2-ball, 1 count. Here comes Holt. They squared a bunt, and he laid off, but the umpire came up with the strike sign. So we got a 2-2 count. Here comes the next pitch. And he hits the ball pretty well to left field, but that wind's going to hold it up. And there's the second out of the inning. Barkley gets right under it and corrals it. So we've got 2 up, 2 down with Hunter Rose, the pitcher, coming up. It's going to take some kind of a shot to get out of this park today, to center or left field with all that wind.
Wind's blowing in toward us here.
Yeah, big time. So Holt is ready, pitcher against pitcher, and here comes the first pitch. Little up.
Pitcher pitches left-handed and bats left-handed.
He does. Here comes the next offering. Little fastball action there, and he was ahead of him, and Rose fouled that one off out of play down the left field side. Seems like both teams, when they hit it, are hitting late. There's not anybody getting around on the ball and pulling it so far. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Little down, skipped it in there for a 2-ball, 1 count, 2-ball, 1 strike count. Again to Hunter Rose, the pitcher. Holt gets his sign into the wind, and here comes the pitch, and there's another one that was kind of off the fist. He spun it in on his hands, and he couldn't get the barrel on it. Evens the count at 2-2. And Ty has only thrown 39 pitches so far to the 56 from Rose, so he is real economic with his pitches. Here comes the 2-2 count, stayed up. And we're going to go to a full count, 3-2, with 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the 4th. Pretty quick running game so far. And there goes the fly ball. Second baseman's going back. Center's coming in, and Wall ends up trumping it and gets it. So a fly ball again to the F9. 3 up, 3 down by Holt, and he has continued his mastery. So no runs, no hits, nobody left on. Through 3.5, 1-0 Pleasant Grove.
Wildcat Baseball on KSST continues after this message. KSST coverage of Wildcat Baseball here at Wildcat Park as we host Pleasant Grove Hawks, and the Wildcats at the bottom of the 4th inning are up to bat.
All right, we got a fast-moving ball game. We've only been playing about 45 minutes, and we're exactly halfway through at this ball game. Ty Robinson, Alex Whittle, and Braxton Wall are going to be the first hitters to come up against Rose, the starting pitcher for LE. And here comes the first offering. A little bit down for a 1-0 pitch, a 1-0 count. Here comes Rose's second pitch. We got that up and away strike. That umpire likes that part of the zone, and the hitters don't. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, and he even went further out and got strike two. Okay, we got to learn it. So 1-2. Here, good job of protecting the plate. He lunged for it and fouled it off to the right. So again, Rose stays on the rubber, got his sign. Here comes the next pitch, 0-2 count. There comes another foul, so he's battling hard. Robinson's staying with him. I said 0-2, it's a 1-2 count, I'm sorry. Here comes the 1-2 again, throws it outside, and the umpire wouldn't even call that one, so must have been way out. So 2-2 count, again Rose quick to the plate, and a little half check swing, and the first baseman corrals it and handles that unassisted. So that's a 3 put out for the first hitter. So Robinson did okay hanging in there. Now we got Alex Whittle, the center fielder, with nobody out and one on. That one had some spin on it. The first baseman kind of acted like a hockey goalie and kept it in front of him and made the put out. First pitch, he's out in front of it and fouls it outside of third base. That's one of the first pitches or hits that we've seen that actually came in the pull territory. 1-0 pitch or 0-1 pitch is outside for 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, and there's a foul ball, kind of jammed him to go 1-2. I hadn't even got time to write my scorebook down, and Rose is pitching again. These boys, they must have dates or something, need to get back home.
Right.
Saturday night. So we got a 1-2 count on Whittle with Braxton Wall, right fielder, on deck. Rose has got the sign. Here comes the windup. Up and away, and we got a 2-2 count. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Down and away, or down and in, and we got a full count. So anywhere but outside is what I want out of him. And there's one in, and he is not gonna call that inside pitch. So base on balls, good job from Whittle by Whittle of getting that out of an 0-2 count. So now we got Braxton Wall, who made 2 putouts in the top of the fourth. So let's see if those 2 putouts kind of get his adrenaline going, see if we can get a base hit. Whittle on first has a decent little lead. Here comes first pitch, fouled straight back. He was right on that one. So 0-1. Pleasant Grove has shown they'll throw the ball around some. Rose is going to try and get him over there at first, and Whittle is back without any problem. Surely by now we've realized that Rose will come that way, and just be ready. He's doing it again, and we got him, just as I say that, got him picked off. That left-handed motion, he was not very far off, but he sure got picked off there. So that's a good job by Rose. You would think we'd be on a little bit more of a lead to get picked off like that, but that left-handed, it's just so different.
2 away.
So now 2 away, nobody on, and it's up to Braxton with a 1. He's got an 0-1 count. Another hit, a swing and a miss, or swing and a foul tip, straight over. So we go to 0-2. So a couple of base running errors are really coming to bear on the Wildcats right now. We need to see if we can keep those away the rest of this game. 0-2 count, throws a little, tried to get a backdoor cutter in there, and it stayed up. So now we got 1-2. Rose is winding up. Here we go. He's going to call that one. Yep, the umpire just doesn't he's not very demonstrative. So 3 up, 3 down with the aid of the pickoff, and again at the end of 4 complete, it's 1-0 Pleasant Grove.
Wildcat baseball on KSST continues after this message break. It's Wildcat baseball on a Saturday afternoon here at Wildcat Park. Let's look at our sponsors: BT Medical, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Alliance Bank, which is closed for the eclipse, J. Hodge Chevrolet, City National Bank, Farm Country, Hooten's Hardware, and Wesley House Assisted Living. Tony Flippin's calling the play-by-play. Tony, go ahead.
All right. Once again, top of the 5th, Ty Holt back again. The batter is Landon West, and on the first pitch, he squares to try to bunt for a hit, but fouled it off, so we got an 0-1 count. Ty Holt has been masterful with his spinners so far. He's only allowed 1 hit or 2 hits. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Hops that one in, so we got a 1-1. Looks like the outfield staying about medium depth again. Here comes that next pitch, foul back, so we got a 1-ball, 2-strike count. And it's got to be frustrating for Pleasant Grove. These guys are used to hitting the ball, and Ty has just got them totally off balance. 1-2 pitch, a slow spinner that must have just been a hair high. That was a nice pitch and very tantalizing. The batter did a good job of laying off of it. Buck Anderson on deck and Jace Elrod in the hole. Here comes the next pitch, fastball, and he stayed off of the hands and got him a base hit just to the right of Cameron at second base. So that's going to go down as a single and bring up Buck Anderson. So that's only the third hit that Ty has given up today. He's done a really good job of tying up this good team. Buck Anderson's the DH.
Right.
Squares around, but the ball's not a strike, so he pulls back. I'm quite sure they're going to try to advance that runner and see if they can't nick out a run here too. Close ball game. I'm sure it's closer than Pleasant Grove anticipated. Ties set, squares again, bunt down the first base side. This could be trouble, but Robinson does a good job of making a tag. He wasn't going to get back to the base, so that goes as a sacrifice. And runner goes to second, and we got 1 out. So West is now at second, and Jace Elrod is up, number 6. He scored the only run of the ball game after getting a single. So we need to pay good attention to Jace Elrod.
Elrod bats left.
Yep. Short lead at second. Macias is trying to hold him, and he stays. They're bunting again. Back to Holt. He feels it clean and makes the throw over there. So bunt again. Sacrifice with 1 out, which is kind of odd, but we'll take it. But that means that now we got 2 outs, runner at third, with Ty Boozer, the first baseman, coming up. So I think what they're trying to do is see if Ty might put one in the dirt that will get by this catcher. Here comes the first pitch. Umpire, I thought he was going to pull the trigger on that one, but he didn't. So 1-0 count. Ty comes set. Here comes the next pitch, and there's a base hit to left field. He got the barrel around on that one, so that's going to score the run. He's trying for 2, and the throw comes in, and Cameron took his eyes off of it. I think we would have had it if he catches it. So tough luck there for Ty. The run was going to score on the good hit anyway, but we got the runner at second base. I'm going to give him a double on that one. And now we got 2-0 ball game, 2 outs, runner at second, and we go back to the top of the order with Braxton Clark, or Brenton Clark.
Another left-hander.
Yep.
Catcher, batter.
And there goes another bunt down the third base line, and all Ty can do is put that one in his pocket. So Pleasant Grove has decided to play small ball this inning, and it's come up with 1 run so far. So now we got first and third with 2 outs. And we've got the number 2 hitter, Jared Halter, the shortstop, coming up. And since it's going this way, there's no telling. They could squeeze, they could play it heads up, they could steal second and try to get in a rundown. Here comes first pitch, and there is another barrel, and that one's a fair ball too. That's going to go all the way to the wall. And here's first run in, second run's coming in, and we've got Halter with a double, plating 2 runs. So all of a sudden the barrels started matching up with the ball against Ty. So we got a run here and a run here. So now we've got a 4-0 ball game, and here comes Jared Hammock out to talk to Holt. So we'll see if he's just going to try to settle down his right-hander or if he's going to make a change. But a really nice effort to this point regardless.
And our sponsors are BT Medical, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Alliance Bank, and they want you to know that they're going to be closed for the eclipse on the 8th of April. Also, J. Hodge Chevrolet is our sponsor, so is City National Bank, Farm Country, Hooten's Hardware, and Wesley House Assisted Living. Tony, what do the Wildcats need to do to get some scores here?
Well, we're going to have a pitching change first. Number 34 is coming in, and I have to look and see. I think that's Robinson that's been playing first base. Went and changed his glove, yep. So he's coming in to pitch, and I don't know if Ty is changing gloves. He normally plays first base, and that's what he's going to do. So we're going to change Ty Robinson and Holt. So first thing we got to do is get out of this inning. We got a runner at second and a new pitcher. So we've really got to not let that run score. Then we've just got to start. We're not putting the bat on the ball, and when we've done it, we've had some mental mistakes. So we had the one inning that we left bases loaded, and then a couple other times we've just made a couple of mental errors or hadn't come up with the big hit. But nothing's been overpowering. So we've still got a lot of ball game to go. Hammock's out there watching Ty warm up, talking to the rest of the infield. And Pleasant Grove is fixing to see a stark difference in pitches because Robinson, he throws the ball. Ty threw spinners on everything. So it'll be interesting to see if it takes them any time to figure out that difference. But the first one that's going to get a chance is going to be third baseman Spencer Browning.
Pleasant Grove is wearing their gray uniforms with black numerals and black caps. Wildcats are in their white with blue numbers.
All right, we're about ready to go back to play now. One on at second, 2 outs. New pitcher in Ty Robinson. And had a little, he's checking on the signals. With a runner at second, you got to make sure that you know what sequence you're on. Don't give that pitch away to the runner at second. So everything's set now. Robinson coming set. Here comes first pitch, fastball, right where that umpire wants it, just off that outside corner. And that had some heat on it. I like that. He's right back to the mound, staring in, getting his signal. Comes set. Here comes second pitch, and they bounced it and almost had a chance to get that runner in a rundown. He committed, but the ball stayed in front, and they did a good job keeping it on there and keeping the runner at second. Macias is working him, trying to keep him close, and then moving off when the pitch starts. Okay, that one was a little out, so we got a 2-1 count. I had to wait because that one's been called strike some. Robinson staring in a long time. Here he is set. Here comes that pitch. Well, second place right in a row. 3 balls, 1 strike. He's throwing it where the umpire likes it, but he's obviously just a hair outside the limit. So 3-1, 2 outs, 1 on. Robinson set. Here comes the pitch, and it's low and away, and there's a walk. So we got runners at first and second with 2 outs. Cade Martin, the catcher, coming to bat. So we can't afford to give up anything else. We got a 4-0 deficit right now in the 5th inning. So time is short. Very important to get out of this inning without any more runs crossing. Robinson comes set. Just normal lead off from the runners. Stays outside, ball 1. He seems to be leaning toward that outside, and he's just been a hair too wide for the umpire's liking. Comes set again. Here comes the next pitch, and there's a good shot right down third, but just foul. So that's just a hard strike right now. 1-1 count. Argenbright might need to get another step toward the bag there since he got around and put the barrel on that. We don't want to give up any more hits.
Right.
So 1-1. Robinson stares in, gets his sign. Here he comes set. Here comes that next pitch, a little curveball out to Cameron. He fields it cleanly and goes to Macias at second for the 3rd out. So that's going to be a 4-6 for the 3rd out. That gets us out of the inning, but the problem is we scored 3 runs on 3 runs on 3 hits and left 2 on base. No errors, 2 on base. So at the end of 4.5, we've got a 4-0 Pleasant Grove ball game with Wildcats coming to bat.
Wildcats baseball continues after this message break. It's a windy but mostly cloudy day here at KSST's coverage of the Wildcats baseball as they host Pleasant Grove this afternoon. And looks like they're getting ready for the warming up here for the first batter of the bottom of the 5th inning. Tony?
All right, we've got a pitching change coming up in the bottom of the 5th as the leadoff hitter and second baseman Clark is now pitching, and we don't get a good rendition of all of the changes, so I'll apologize for that. I'll keep the batting order going, but I believe that Rose has gone to the dugout because he's left-handed and he wouldn't be playing shortstop for sure. So we've got the bottom of the 5th going. Here comes the first pitch, and it's right down the pipe, and this is on Cody Barkley. So an 0-1 pitch. The Wildcats got to put something together right now, getting late. There's a good swing, but the ball's fouled out of play. We've been behind pretty well the whole game as far as the pitchers have been getting on us. We haven't been turning on it.
That foul came over the net and hit the awning up here above our heads.
You can hear it when it gets there, can't you?
You sure can.
It'll wake you up. So here comes an 0-2 count. Here comes the pitch, and it's in the dirt. Good job of laying off of it by Barkley. You got Cameron on deck, and then we go to Caden Mitchell again at the top of the order. Here comes the next pitch, and he skipped it again, so we got a 2-2 count. So he started off 0-2, but now he's bringing him back in the picture. Comes set, 2-2 pitch, a little away, 3-2, so we're going to see whether or not we can work a hit or a walk out of him here. Comes set. Here comes the full count. There's a ball hit hard to second. It handcuffs him, but he was able to keep it in front of him and make the play. So he didn't get nervous. So that's a 4-3 put out for the first out of the inning. A hard hit ball, but it was just right at the second baseman. So now we got Maddox coming up with 1 out, nobody on. Third baseman's in a little bit looking for a bunt, and Maddox squares and leaves it, and I just can't get used to that outside strike. That's a foot. So 0-1 count, but he's been consistent, so by the 5th inning you need to be swinging. Squares again. There comes another try at it. Pitcher comes off the mound, makes a good pitch, and gets him out. So that's going to go 1-3 for the second out of the inning. And that's going to bring up Mitchell, Caden Mitchell, the designated hitter, starting the getting his third at bat of the game. So bunt wasn't a bad idea, but it wasn't placed very well. The pitcher was able to get to it and make a throw. If he could have got it down the third base line, we might be looking at a runner. First pitch is just a little outside, but Mitchell can't hold up. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Mitchell is 1 for 2. He's got a single and a strikeout. Here comes the next pitch, and he just barely got to the dirt on that one before it hopped, so wasn't a lot of suspense in that. Alex Macias on deck. We're going to try to get him up and get some base runners going. Clark is set. Here comes the pitch. Down again. He's got a straight up motion, and it appears his ball is going to stay down. He's falling off of that mound. Comes set and then backs away. So Caden sets out, takes a deep breath, back in with a 1-2 count, or 2-1 count. Little off-speed pitch there got him, and so we're even up at 2-2. Nobody on, 2 out. Bottom of the 5th inning in a 4-0 Pleasant Grove ball game. Clark's set. Here comes the pitch, and Caden goes after it, swinging. It gets away. Catcher takes his time, goes to first, and there's the third put out. So 3 up, 3 down, and that wasn't what we needed, but we're through 5 innings. Pleasant Grove's ahead 4-0.
And Wildcat baseball continues. Excuse me. Wildcat baseball continues after this message. It's Wildcat baseball here on KSST on a Saturday afternoon here at Wildcat Park. We're noticing this game is going fast, Tony. It really is moving along.
It is. It's keeping everybody hopping, and that's keeps everybody, fans and everybody in. We got some sunshine breaking through. James, you were talking about late arriving crowd, but the Wildcat fans have shown up in force, and good, just a great day for high school sports, and it's a beautiful venue out here, so it doesn't get much better than this. If we'd get that wind delayed, we'd be perfect. So, okay, we're going to start out the top of the 6th, and we now find out that Christian Mayo, number 7, was the sub for the pitcher, and so he's going to lead off in the top of 6. Robinson's first pitch is high and away for a ball. So my apologies for not getting defensive subs, but I'm trying to keep the batters going. Here comes the next pitch, and he's down and in on that one. So Mayo's the left-handed batter. Robinson's on the first base side of the rubber, so he's using that advantage. Here comes the next pitch, and that's a strike there. Again, I'm not critical of these guys, but I've never... He came up with his left arm for a strike when it's outside. The strike is your right arm in my book.
Right.
I'm old school and can't get out of it, but he's been consistent, and that may be how they teach the mechanics now. So 3-1 count. Robinson comes to tried to quick pitch him a little, and Mayo had asked for time, so everybody will do a little bit of a reset. None of these pitchers are taking any time. That's what's keeping this ball game going. Robinson's waiting. Here comes the pitch, and that's a 3-1 pitch outside and ball 4. So first runner of the inning gets on by way of a ball 4, and Landon West, the left fielder's coming up. And the Wildcats absolutely cannot afford any more runs. So if Pleasant Grove gets to closing in, we're going to have to bring everybody in. I somewhat expect a bunt here and see if they're going to try to manufacture. He squares, ball's out, down. There's a throw down, and just barely back was the base runner. That was a great throw. The ball was low and away, and the catcher had turned his feet and made a strong throw just to the outside of first base. And I think that runner thought that ball was going to get put down. He had confidence that West was going to put that down. So takes another decent lead. Robinson goes over to first this time and makes him dive back. So if you can make them dive back, they're taking a pretty decent lead. Holt better be ready too, because when Robinson comes there, he's throwing a fastball. Comes to the set, 1-0 pitch, squares to bunt. That outside strike came up this time. We like that. We're going to wear that runner out at first because he's diving back regardless every play.
And with the wind and the dust, he's probably has a face full so far.
He probably does. Robinson comes set, squared again, and there's a try, and it's going foul. We need to catch it right there, and we do. Clark did a good job there. So we got a 1-ball, 2 count, strike count. I said Clark, that was theirs. Perkins is our catcher, and he's done a good job of throwing and came out of there and made sure that he didn't give that ball an opportunity to hop back to fair territory. So good job by Perkins. So now we are sitting here with a 1-ball, 2-strike count. So normally you'd take the bunt off with 2 strikes, but he's squaring right now. I figure he's going to pull back. Nope, he stays with it. And it bounces off of Perkins' glove, and the runner advances to second. So he must have pulled the bat back. That was a little odd-looking play. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, now runner at second. So since they've got that, they may go ahead and take a chance and go ahead and bunt him this time, try to get him to third. Robinson comes set. And he does square, and he bunts it foul, and that's going to be a strikeout for Robinson. So they took a chance there, and it backfired. But since the runner needs to be moving back, he was just going to stay at third anyway. Since the runner got to second on the pass ball, that's where they wanted to end up if they had done the sacrifice bunt. So they tried it again just to see if they could get him to third. So now we got Buck Anderson, the DH, on base or up to the plate. Runner still at second with 1 out. Robinson set, looks at the runner, and there's the first pitch. A little bit down, a little off-speed curve. Pretty good pitch. He had the batter staying on it a long time. Jace Elrod on deck. Robinson taking the signal. Staring the runner, trying to keep him close. Here comes the next pitch, and that ought to bring that right hand up, and it did. That was that outside strike. I'll give the umpire consistency. He's been pretty consistent. I don't agree with all of them, but he's been consistent. Here we go, getting set, staring the runner down. Macias holding him. There's a jam right back up the middle, and it's off the shortstop. He couldn't come across. That was just a C&I pitch. Or hit. He hit it right to Robinson, and Robinson kind of lost his balance. I thought Macias was going to get it with his motion going that way, but it kind of handcuffed him. So that's going to go as a single. Gets him to first base, and now Mayo is at third with 1 out, and that brings up Jace Elrod, left-handed hitting number 6. So first and third, I'm pretty sure Pleasant Grove will be putting something on action here with first and third. And the ball gets down and away and gets by, and fortunately only the runner goes to second. One from third didn't take a chance. So ball 1, Perkins wasn't able to keep that one in front of him to stop the runner from first going. So now we got runners at second and third, only one out, so we need to cut this run off, but the defense is back. So if they hit the ball on the ground, we're going to give up a run. There's a swing and a miss, kind of fouled it off his leg.
He's doing a little limping out there. Hopefully
Yep, I think that kind of got his calf or the inside of his foot. That ball, Robinson put a little hook on that one. He got right over the top. That's a bad spot for a left-hander, a left-handed batter. They get a lot of balls fouled off of their front foot or leg. So 1-1 to pitch, or 1-1 on out is the count. 1 out, 2 on, second and third. Robinson getting his sign, coming set. Here comes the pitch. They square around, and they're going to try about a safety squeeze there. He wasn't breaking from home, but he was ready to go. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. And again, I would not be surprised. Pleasant Grove might feel pretty good about the score with this being the 6th inning. They might very well try that safety squeeze again. Jace is squaring before he gets set, so he pulls it back. Here comes the pitch, down in the dirt. Good job by Perkins to stop that one. And we go to a 2-2 count. Jace has got to really be on his game, or Perkins does, to keep everything in front of him, because Pleasant Grove will be running with the balls. Good pitch right there. Strike 3. That's okay, so that's the second out. Strike out there is a good pitch. I'm used to seeing a little demonstration from the umpire on that 3rd strike call, and we've got to wait for this one. So now Ty Boozer's up, 2 outs, runners at second and third. Robinson from the stretch. Here's the first pitch. Good pitch, kind of jammed him, but kept it in that strike zone. Can't afford to give up anything else. We've got a big enough hole right now. Robinson's pitching from the wind now. Next pitch is a nice curve and got him to swing on it. It was down in the dirt. Good job by Perkins to stop it. Starts off with an 0-2 count. So as a big batter here, let's see if we can punch him on out and not have any more damage. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Inside, gets by, and here comes the runner. So that's tough luck there. I think, well, what are we doing? No, we're going back now, because I knew Perkins was looking back. The ball hit the batter. So hit by pitch, so that's going to load the bases. That makes more sense. I knew that Perkins was not hustling after the ball, and he looked back, but again, I can't get any information out of the umpire. So back to the top of the order, and Brenton Clark, left-handed hitter, takes the ball. He's the pitcher now, so he's got an awful good chance to help himself now. 2 outs, bases full. Robinson going from the wind. Here's the 0-1 pitch, way outside, and Perkins does a really nice job of catching that one. Robinson steps back off the mound, trying to collect himself a little bit. He knows he needs to come in with a good pitch. He's got his signal. Here comes the throw. Down and away just a little bit. So 2 balls, 1 strike. No place to put him. So this is an important pitch right here. This is the last one that he can kind of pick at a corner with. Here comes the wind and the throw, and it's outside. I guess I had missed one. I had that as ball 3. But they've got him as ball 4, so, and nobody's complaining. So Wall is at first.
That brought a rudder in, so it increases the Pleasant Grove score.
Yep. I got to catch up. Mayo scored. Now we've got Anderson at third, and Boozer at second, and Clark at first. And I got my book off again. These pitchers are going too quick for me to keep my bookkeeping straight. Here comes the first pitch. He's around on it, pops it up to third baseman Argenbright. He's under it and fighting that wind, but he comes up with the catch for the third out. So that's a good job there. That's an F5 for the third out. And let's see, I've got only one run in, so that's we got out of that pretty quick, pretty easy. And we had one hit, so one run, one hit, no errors, and 3 left on base. So we go to the bottom of the 6th, 5-0 Pleasant Grove.
Wildcat baseball continues after this commercial break. Wildcat baseball here on a Saturday afternoon here at Wildcat Park. And our sponsors are BT Medical, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Alliance Bank. They want you to know they're closed for the eclipse. J. Hodge Chevrolet, City National Bank, Farm Country, Houston's Hardware, and Wesley House Assisted Living. Tony is calling our, Flippin is calling our play-by-play this afternoon. And looks like they're about ready to go. Tony?
Yep, we're heading up. Time's getting short. The Cats need to break this goose egg off of the board this inning, and so we've got Alex Macias up. Clark delivers first pitch, and he fouls it off to the left. Getting pretty low on outs available now. Got 6 outs left in this game, so we need to get some base runners and make them field it. There's another swing and a fly ball or a line drive out to the right, foul, 0-2. Upcoming games next Tuesday, Liberty Ilo plays at Pittsburgh, North Lamar is at Pleasant Grove, and our Wildcats are at Paris. So still several district games left to play. Here's the next pitch, and it's down low for a 1-2 count. Clark quickly back on the mound getting the signal. He comes set. Macias swings over the top of it and missed a good little inside fastball that just tied him up a little bit. So now we've got Corbin Argenbright, our third baseman, coming up. 1 out, nobody on. The pitching has been good for Pleasant Grove, which was not a surprise. They're undefeated in district. They've got a good record overall. And they usually have good pitching. There's a good swing on the first pitch and a line shot between short and third for a base hit, and Argenbright gets first base runner of the inning. So that was much needed.
Very much so, yes.
So now we got the catcher Josh Perkins come up, and for the first time in the game, we don't have a dadgum left-handed pitcher to pick us off.
But we do have a left-handed batter.
It is left-handed batter, so he can protect the catcher a little. But we're not going to be running, I don't think. With down 5 runs, I think we're going to have to play station to station. So first pitch is down and away. Clark's back up at the set again. Here comes the next one, and it's down in the dirt for a 2-0 count. So let's just see if any kind of activity can happen. You never know when there's a pickoff without being on the rubber, but the runner's back. I think Coach Hammock might lose it if we get another one picked off. Here comes the next pitch, and it's down. So we got a 3-0 count. So all of a sudden, we got a little bit working here. Comes to the set. Here comes Clark's pitch, and it's down. I can't keep up, I guess. Now, I thought that one was ball 4. So I've missed one both ways. So now I got one of them was a strike that was called. Okay, so we got a 1-3. Now there's ball 4. Again, these pitchers are going so quick, I can't keep my book straight. So we got now runners at first and second with nobody out, and the pitcher Ty Robinson coming to the plate. We'll see whether or not we play it straight up or if we try to bunt and get 2 runs in scoring position. That would be kind of what I think we might be doing. And the catcher calls timeout for Pleasant Grove. He wants to make sure and get the signal sequence ready for Clark and don't give up what he's throwing to that base runner. Signal stealing's it even happens in high school. So first pitch coming up here. Clark's taking the signal. Long signal. Here he comes set. Robinson hits one through the gap there in between third and short, and that's just what we needed. I thought he might be going to sacrifice. Shortstop was over holding the runner a little bit, so that's a great job of hitting by Robinson. And now we've got bases loaded, nobody out, and we got timeout, and the coach is coming to the pitcher's mound for Pleasant Grove. So here's the action that we needed. It's whether or not we can capitalize, and he's going to make a pitching change. Clark is going to be removed. I think we're just switching players. That looks like number 4 who had come in.
There's a runner's conference on third base.
Now, number 4 is Halter, that had been the shortstop. So, yeah, Coach Hammock's got all the runners over there, and I'm sure he's giving them all kinds of scenarios. But the biggest thing is, with nobody out, no errors. Make sure that what we do is what we're supposed to fundamentally do. Ground ball, everybody's got to go, ball in the air. Make sure before you run yourself into an out. Because we've done that twice, and it's hurt us. So we're seeing if we can make up for it now.
Sponsors are BT Medical, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Alliance Bank, J. Hodge Chevrolet, City National Bank, Farm Country, Hooten's Hardware, and Wesley House Assisted Living.
And let's see. I think next Tuesday we'll be at Cat Park at 6 o'clock for a ball game. And John Marks sent us an email saying that we beat Liberty Ilo 17-0 in Texarkana last night. So I believe the Cats are still undefeated in district. And so let's get a good crowd and come out on Tuesday night to support them and bring that district crown on to the house.
Lady Cats went deep into the playoffs last year. We'll see how they do this year.
Yep. All right, so now we've got number 5, Alex Whittle, coming up, center fielder. Bases loaded. Here comes the first pitch, and it's way outside. And I need to get the name again of number 4 is Halter is the pitcher. He's going from the wind. Here comes the next pitch, and it's way outside again. I don't like him putting it out there because my umpire may come up with that arm and make me sad again. So we got 2-0, and all of a sudden, everybody's on the front of their seat right now. No place to put him. Whittle needs to battle and not help him. That one's going to get called. Okay, that's as far out as I want to see it, but it's been consistent. So 2-1 pitch. Halter's taking the sign. They're not holding any of the runners on. Here comes the next pitch, and there's a ball hit over shortstop, and it's holding up. Center fielder got it. He's making the throw back in. We got a tag at third, and at least the goose egg is off. So Whittle has a sacrifice to center fielder, first out, and everybody else stayed put, but he got an RBI, and it's now 5-1 with Braxton Wall coming up. Runners at first and second, one out, or two outs, I'm sorry. Halter comes set, throws a hook that's a little bit too far outside for the umpire. thought that one had a chance to dive, but it held up just enough. Center fielder made a good play on it and then just threw it back into short, and we just can't afford to get anybody thrown out at third. There's the next pitch. It's on that outside edge like that umpire likes it, and we've got a 1-1 count. Halter comes set. Here comes the next pitch, a little hook, and it looked like it came right in, and it did. Had to wait and make sure the arm was coming up. So now Braxton Wall's got to really protect himself, see if he can come through here. Pitcher's got the edge at 1-2. See if he can come through. There's a big hole there between third and short. And he shoots one out to left field, and that one's over, I think. Nope, the left fielder got back. I thought he had parked him. Left fielder made a great over-the-shoulder catch on a ball that was well hit by Braxton, so that's the third out. So we had 1 run to break the egg, 1 hit, 2 left on base, and at the end of 6, it's 5-1 Pleasant Grove.
Wildcat Baseball continues on KSST 1230 AM Sulphur Springs after this commercial break. You're listening to Wildcat Baseball on KSST 1230 AM Sulphur Springs from Wildcat Park, where they're hosting the Pleasant Grove Hawks. And we're looking at the top of the 7th inning here at Wildcat Park. And the guy calling the play-by-play is our own Tony Flippin. Tony?
All right, Wildcats had some action, and I mean we were really close to a 2-run triple in the top half, or bottom half of the 5th or 6th, but left fielder made a great play and cut that rally short. So 5-1, top of the 7th, and we've got Braxton Wall as the new pitcher for the Cats. So can't afford to give them up anything else, but at least now we got a little life in the dugout over there. So if we can shut Pleasant Grove down here, see if we can put some pressure on them in the bottom. So we're going to have third baseman Spencer Browning, the number 19, leading off in the top of the 7th. Braxton Wall, of course, like I said, coming in just now, and we'll see if he can put a shutdown inning on it and get those bats back. Quick running game, only basically 2 hours right now. Here comes the first pitch from Wall, a little bit outside. Here comes the windup in the next pitch, and a little bit down. He's staying outside away from the batter. He may be trying to get toward that umpire's outside zone, but got to hit the middle of it here. Here comes the next offering, right down the middle. There's a fly ball out to left field, and it's off of Barkley's glove, and he's trying for 3. Here comes the relay in and the throw to third, and he's in safely with a triple. So that was a ball hit exactly like ours in the top half of or bottom half of the inning, and he just couldn't quite make the play. I think this one was a little deeper. So we're going to give him a triple. Well struck ball, well earned, and now Wall has got his work cut out from him, not letting any more runs come back in. So we got the catcher Cade Martin coming up. Here comes the first pitch from Wall. It's up a little. He's working from the wind, so that lets the runner get all the lead he wants, and we're not holding him on. And the train announced itself. Here comes the second pitch, and it's down and away for a 2-ball count, 2-0. So hopefully the train won't drown out where you can't keep up with the game. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 on, nobody out. Wall's sitting back. I think he's letting the noise go away a little himself. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. And there's a grounder to short. Runner's going to come in. Long throw to first, and Macias makes a nice play, but we give up that run. So now it's a 6-1 ball game. We've got a 6-3 for 1 out there, and it's going to bring up Mayo, number 7. Now it's going to bring up number 1. Hunter Rose is coming back into the game.
Left-handed batter?
Left-handed batter. He was a starting pitcher, and he got pulled, but then you can come back. So now he's back in the lineup. First pitch is a strike. So Wildcats worked hard to get that 1 run, and in 2 batters, Pleasant Grove erased it. So that wasn't very nice of them. There's a hard hit ball to first, and it just ties up Ty Holt. That was going to be a miraculous stop. So Rose really hit it hard. There's another single, and now we got a runner at first with nobody out, with 1 out. I'm sorry. So hard hit ball. Had 2 hard hit balls this inning. Now we got Landon West up, runner at first. Ball comes set. There's the first pitch. Should be a strike, and it was. Wall's having to go from the stretch now. The runner takes off. The ball's low and outside, and Perkins didn't have any chance there. He had to really protect it to catch the ball. It made a nice stop. Otherwise, runner could have gone all the way to third. So runner at second. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now Perkins goes out to get his signal sequence right with the Wall. They're ready to go. Buck Anderson, the DH, is now at the plate. Wall looks in, has his signal, comes set. First pitch is down. Batter put his hand up with the ball in the dirt, signaling for the runner to stay put. Too close for comfort. Macias is holding the runner, and there's a foul back. 1-1's the count. Wall's trying to eyeball the runner and keep him close. Macias is staying right behind him. Most of the times you'll jump out more towards your normal short position, but he kind of stayed put. They may have this batter as a late swinger. Here comes the set by Wall. Runner gets a pretty good lead, but stays. Ball is high for a 2-1 count. We need something right at him, James.
That's right.
Here
Absolutely.
comes the set. There comes, and he did swing late out to Cameron at second, comes up cleanly and makes the throw. Runner advances to third, so that's a 4-3 put out for the 2nd out of the inning. And runner moves to third, and we're going to go with Jace Elrod, the center fielder. So 2 outs, runner at third, top of the 7th in a 6-1 Pleasant Grove ball game. Again, Pleasant Grove's on an 11-game win streak, so this is not a surprise, but the Wildcats have played them tough. First pitch must have been down because it's in the zone where he's been calling it, so we're going to call it 1-0 low. Here comes the next wind, and here's the pitch. Down again. Good job by Jace blocking it. They've shown they're going to take off. With the 6-1 lead, he'll take off if it's bobbled. There's 3 in a row down. So he's struggling to find the zone right now.
How much do you think the wind affects his pitching?
Probably more in his head. There's a shot between short and third for a base hit, and that plates another run. So Holt has got another signal, and runner Martin, or is it Mayo? No, Rose came in. That's back in it. Like I say, mostly mental. I don't know that close, and the way it's pitching, I don't think it's really going to affect the pitch. Now, it might have affected Holt a little more than it would somebody throwing harder. Holt throwing that spinner. Here's the first pitch, fouled off to the left by Boozer, the number 9 hitter.
Came off, hit the screen not that far from the Pleasant Grove dugout.
No. So 2 outs, runner at first, 0-1 count. Here comes the next pitch down in the dirt. Perkins does a good job of keeping it in front of him. No advance at first, and we got a 1-1 count. Wildcats absolutely must keep this run from scoring, and then they've got a big chore in front of them. Comes set, here's the pitch, there's another swing. He's a little bit late again. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Then we went over the dugout of the Pleasant Grove team and out into the back into the park here somewhere.
That used to be worth a snow cone. Here comes the next pitch. Tried to spin it back door and didn't get it. I spent many years chasing foul balls and getting a snow cone for it. But that was a whole lot of years ago now. Snow cone's a lot more expensive.
That's true. That's true.
And there's the next pitch, and he swings out swinging and strikes out. So Boozer goes down for the 3rd out. And we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. They scored, Pleasant Grove scored 2 runs, I believe, on 2 hits. No error, and left 1 on base. So here we go to the bottom of the 7th with a 7-1 ball game. Pleasant Grove in the lead.
And Wildcat baseball continues after this commercial break. As the Wildcats take the home position with batting, our sponsors are BT Medical, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Alliance Bank, J. Hodge Chevrolet, City National Bank, Farm Country, Hooten's Hardware, and Wesley House Assisted Living. Tony?
All right, Wildcats got a tall task. Down 6 in the bottom of the 7th. Cody Barkley comes up and swings at that first one and comes up empty, but he took a healthy cut at it. Let's see what we've got left in the tank. There's a nice hook from Halter, and it looked good enough for a long time. Cody couldn't get to it. We got an 0-2 count. Back on the mound. Halter, now he backs off. These guys, both sets of pitchers have been really quick. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, and Cody fouls it off, and we'll stay right there at 0-2. Wildcats have had their chances today, a couple of base running mistakes, and then just the lack of a timely hit, and Pleasant Grove got that timely hit. There's a curveball that I was afraid we were coming up with it. I like the fact that we didn't. We got a 1-2 count. Barkley's eyeing that pitcher, and Halter's coming in this time. Down on that one, so we got a 2-2 count. Here comes the wind and the next pitch, and he tried to overthrow that one and was way out. Now we got a full count. That one almost bounced up and hit the radar gun. He was really trying to put a little extra there. Here comes the full count pitch, and he throws a hook, and he's able, Cody can't hold up, and there's a swinging strike for the first out. And that brings up Maddox Cameron, our second baseman. So they've used 3 pitchers, Pleasant Grove has. They've all been a little bit different, but they're all pretty polished. They've done a good job, which is not surprising. Here comes the first pitch. Right down the middle. Cameron was just sizing him up. So we got an 0-1 pitch. Right back on that rubber, and here we go. Now we got an 0-2 pitch, so Cameron needs to be through sizing now, and let's get her rolling. Here comes the next pitch, and there's a shot up the middle, and he did that. Shortstop makes a great play diving, and he made a throw, but it pulled first baseman off of the bag. That was going to really hurt us. So great job by Cameron. That's a base hit all the way. Right up the middle at the shortstop, made a diving play, got up and made a strong throw, but his momentum pulled first baseman just off on the right field side. So back to the top of the order, and Caden Mitchell And we can't afford to give up anything now. We've got to get the bats rolling. Halters from the stretch. First pitch. Fooled Caden, but he couldn't stop it, and we got an 0-1 count. Base running for the Cats will be station to station. They can't afford anything now. Halter took a chance and threw over there anyway. First baseman held it, and now he throws it again. I think he's kind of mad at him or something. 0-1 pitch. Halter's at the set. Here's the next throw, and it's outside 1-1. I just don't like seeing him come out there with us at the bat because I'm afraid that umpire's going to come up with it.
Mm-hmm.
Long set, eyeing the runner. There's a ball hit to third, and it's just fouled. I think that might have had a chance to be an infield signal. Single. Third baseman was over there, but it was pretty slowly hit, and Caden got out of the box real quickly. So a 1-2 count. Runner at first, one out, bottom of the seventh, down 6. Caden takes a slow walk back to get his bat, getting his thoughts collected. Halter's on the stretch, looking at the runner, taking his sign. Comes set. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Again, tried to overthrow it, and he's outside when he tries to overthrow. So he's pulling that hip out and can't control it as well. 2-2's the count. Comes set. Mitchell's waiting. And there's a half swing that foul ball went off to the right, and we'll do it again. He's checking with the umpire to see whether or not he would have called it, but I think he would have. That was pretty close, and that's in that zone.
Needs to straighten that ball out.
We've got a big gap between third and short. If we could just get the barrel around. Here comes the next pitch, and he reaches. Let's see, it must have been a foul tip because nobody's moving. So Caden's hanging tough. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Cameron on first with a single. Here comes set. Next offering. Got another little hook. Struck him out. Cameron was going on the play. A great throw, but he got in there with some wheels. So we didn't go into the running, strike him out, throw him out. So we got 2 outs. Now we're down to the last batter, the last out. Cameron's on second, and here comes Pleasant Grove coach, and for some reason he's making a change to number 5. Let's see who number 5 is. This must be a tutelage. Jackson Keller is now into the game. So coach must have just wanted to get him some game experience, because with 2 outs and 1 on in a 6-run ball game, I would have think he would have felt confident that Halter could have finished the ball game.
BT Medical is one of our sponsors for the game. Also, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Alliance Bank, and they want to remind you that they're going to be closed for the eclipse. J. Hodge Chevrolet sponsors the game, so does City National Bank, Farm Country, Hooten's Hardware, and Wesley House Assisted Living. The warm-up continues here at Wildcat Park.
So what's your thoughts on that eclipse? I think it's going to be a circus.
We are
in this
supposed
town.
to have a lots of people here in town.
I heard on television today that I think it's Kaufman has asked for an emergency declaration in preparation for it.
Exactly.
So it's going to be wild. I don't know. And then what I'm seeing is rain.
The forecast shows we have a good chance of having some clouds.
Well, maybe it'll open up and be visible. If it doesn't come around but that often, we need to see it.
Exactly.
And there's lots of local supporters that have put a lot of money in it, and we need to support them.
And we'll be getting lots of money from all the people who come into Sulphur Springs, Hopkins County to see this eclipse.
You bet. All right, so now we've got Keller in with 2 outs, runner at second, 7-1, Pleasant Grove, bottom of the 7th. So he comes to the stretch, comes set. Here's the first offering. Slow curve, didn't make it there, so we got a ball 1. And again, I got a feeling this is a teaching moment because there wasn't a reason for a pitching change, but he must have wanted to get him a batter. Got the signal, comes set. There goes a hot shot out to second base. He squares up and gets it, and Macias is out at third. That's a 4-3, and that's going to be your ball game. So the Wildcats get no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. And the final score again is 7-1 Pleasant Grove. So a good effort by the Wildcats, just couldn't quite get the hit when they needed it. And Pleasant Grove had a couple of decent innings and put it away, but their win streak is now 12 games. And so a quality team, but a good effort by our Wildcats.
It has been a good game. It passed by very, very fast. Of
It
course,
did.
all the pitching and so forth. The teams have formed their lines out there and done the handshakes now among themselves. And what's next for the Wildcats? Who do we play next, Tony?
Next, we play Paris, and from what I understand, both softball and baseball-wise, they have basically no pitching and are having a rough season. Neither one of them have won a ball game. So, you can't say take it easy and go back out there, but it's not going to be a 12-game win streak Pleasant Grove coming up.
Right.
And the Lady Cats have Paris as well, I believe. So should be a good day for Wildcat sports come Tuesday.
Well, maybe we can plaster Paris, right?
You bet. There you go. And I believe we will be out to Lady Cat Park for the ball game.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, thanks to Tony Flippin and to Matt Jensen back on the control board. We also have working for us cameras and electronics, Holly Dunn and Natalie Sheffield. I'm James Terry. This game is over. Wildcats again lose to Pleasant Grove. Pleasant Grove 7, Wildcats 1. This has been Wildcat Baseball on KSST 1230 AM Sulphur Springs. We now return you to programming.